There was nothing else at all in the whole world but football.
Hi, so welcome to my prediction and reaction video for today's game, Scotland v Czech Republic. I found it necessary to re-record this purely because the shock exclusion or whatever you want to term it of Kieran Tierney, which was a surprise. He's been a bit of a mainstay for Stuart Clark and Scotland for some time now, so it's surprising that he's omitted from the squad. It must be a fitness thing, an injury thing, potentially with one eye on England later on in the week maybe, but we'll see. But that left back position is one of Scotland's strongest areas of the pitch there, so naturally it's going to be ably filled by Andy Robertson at left back, but you would imagine that someone of Tierney's ability would transcend that kind of positional restriction that potentially other players might have. So that's a surprise, and potentially Scotland maybe limiting their opportunity there on the break. Czech Republic do prefer to play quite a high pressing, pressured attacking game with that sort of counter-attacking approach, which does open it up, open their defence up to some threat anyway. So with Tierney out, maybe that's limited a little bit, but we'll see on that front. I can imagine on that left-hand side with Robertson, there's going to be some real chances coming Scotland's way. So yeah, it'll be an interesting one. I think you've got the likes of Shea Adams, who's had a relatively decent season up top. I think with Czech Republic's poor showing against England in the qualification, I don't know if that's going to be a reflection today. I think since then they showed up the defence, so I think they maybe be a little bit tighter today, so I wouldn't expect too many goals today. So I'm definitely predicting a 1-0 Scotland win. I think the very fact that it's at Hampden Park is going to work definitely in Scotland's favour. I think Scotland fans are absolutely starving of that kind of live football, international football after that 23-year break. So I would be surprised if they don't have a massive impact today. But that said, Czech Republic, then they're no pushover. They've got a really strong side. Obviously, fantasy football aficionados will be well familiar with Souček and Koufal. Certainly mainstays of my team last season, and scored me the majority of my points at such really good value. They were a surprise last year anyway for West Ham, and they did remarkably well, which just goes to show that they do have that threat in terms of a set piece scenario there. So Scotland will have to be defensively quite disciplined to combat that. I would say that Patrick Schick, I think he scored 13 goals last year in all competitions for Bayer Leverkusen, which is, it's reasonable, but certainly it's not setting the world alight, but he does pose a threat. So I would imagine both teams are going to go for it, but I can see Scotland just edging it 1-0. I think that motivation to do well, that motivation at Hampden Park, they'll be well up for it. And I think Czech Republic potentially, I think they're going to struggle in terms of discipline. Potentially, they are quite an ill-disciplined side with a coach who still holds the record for the most amount of red cards in the Czech league, which he's 58 now, so that's quite some record to achieve. And I think that does reflect sometimes on his teams there. But yeah, whilst Scotland are the worst on paper, I think today they're going to come through with a 1-0 victory. So we'll see. So I'll be back after the game to record my reaction. So there we have it. That's my reaction video for the Scotland v Czech Republic game just now. It's just finished. 2-0 Czech Republic, which was disappointing for two reasons. One for obviously for Scotland, and the other for my absolutely shocking prediction of 1-0. I thought Scotland may have edged it. I thought they may have pushed Czech Republic a little bit further than they did. I thought they possibly could have capitalised on their chances a little bit more. I expected the intensity, I expected the pressure from Scotland, but unfortunately, that sort of level of clinical finishing that you need at that, with that style of high pressure, high intensity game that Scotland set out with, it was absent. So that's going to be the downfall of any side when they push that hard and unable to finish the end result there. So it's not all doom and gloom for Scotland. I think they pressed well. They maintained a decent level of pressure throughout, but that final third, as the cliche goes, I think they potentially could have done a lot more with it. But they were victim to two very good goals. That first goal, that set piece from Kufal, again, something I predicted in the first half of this video, which it's no surprise to anybody that Czech Republic are excellent at the set piece routines. But whilst it wasn't necessarily a free kick as such, but it had that kind of element to it, that cross from Kufal for Schick to head in. So that style of goal was something to be expected, I think, and came off the back, I think 3 corners in a row. That real intensity of pressure from Czech Republic, which could have been expected, and something could have been done about that defending there, leaving the man open, especially when you're going to have practiced that, you're going to have prepared for that type of goal from Czech Republic. So that was disappointing. But the second goal from Patrick Schick, goal of the tournament, it's got to be. I think it's an early one to call, but you don't score from almost the halfway line without getting a strong contender for goal of the tournament there. So it was surprising how far David Marshall was out of his goal. I think almost at the centre circle there, and he could have probably done without that calamitous and then sort of slapstick attempt at saving the goal, falling into the net. I think I've already seen a couple of memes as a result of that, and it's only been 5 minutes, so God knows what his next 24 hours is going to be like. So he's at fault a little bit there, being so far out. But again, that's it's a freak goal. It's not something you can prepare for and legislate for. So that does speak to some of the luck of this game. I think Scotland were unlucky, and there were quite a few sliding doors moments. It's Hendry's hitting the bar, their keeper Vaslik on top form. Any other day, and this could have fallen Scotland's way, but ultimately I think it's got to be quite deflating for Scotland. I think disappointing, and potentially it's a bit of an uphill struggle now for the rest of the group. And you'd have hoped that Scotland might have got something out of this game. This was the game that, if they were going to get something out of, it had to be this. So Croatia, potentially they're on a level with Czech Republic now, which is a surprise given their last performance at the World Cup, but they've certainly taken a step back. So they might be quietly confident about that. And again, England, it's a bit of a lottery that I would imagine. Form goes out of the window, and they'll be up for that as much as any cup final could be. So, but it's not over, but they've got to see this as a disappointment. And they would have liked to have done a lot better than today. So if they keep up that intensity, if they keep up that work rate, teamwork, that motivation and that desire to win, which was evidently there today, then they may get something out of this. And with the qualification from group stage opened up to that third spot for quite a number of teams, I think potentially then there's a route to the knockout stages for Scotland. But today was really their chance to secure that. So it's unfortunate, but if they play with that same intensity, I keep going back to that word, but if they play with that same intensity against an England side that potentially aren't prepared for it, then they could get something out of that game. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good game, and I thought Scotland deserved to come away with something there, but it's one of those things, isn't it? If luck's not on your side, if those moments don't fall for you, then you're going to pay for it, and pay for it they did with some amazing goals. And that Patrick Schick effort from the halfway line, I'm going to be raving about that for some time now. And I can't quite believe how much I underestimated him in the prediction. So yeah, that's one for me to reflect upon as well. But yeah, a good game, and definitely looking forward to Friday at Wembley, and we'll see what challenges Scotland can bring. So on to the next one.
Thank you so much for listening to the Triple F. If you could please drop a like on our Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter, that would be massively appreciated. Hope you're all keeping safe, and thanks again for listening to the Triple F.